In our UNESCO chair, we try to go deeper in the meaning of human rights and human responsibilities. The UNESCO chair in Bioethics and Human Rights is in an uni-twin project. That means twin universities. So we try to help. The meaning of the reason of this project is how a university in a developed country can help universities in developing countries.
UNESCO as a whole struggles with many scientific decisions and how to work in the different societies of the world to make things better. And this particular UNESCO chair has really worked hard to allow religion to be not only something that is usually separated from the work of such an organization, but to bring it to the forefront as a way to help guide these types of decisions. And so for this, I am very grateful. I was lucky enough to be privileged to be invited by Professor Alberto Garcia to participate in the first UNESCO chair in bioethics and human rights meeting in Jerusalem in 2009. And that experience was one that opened doors for many of us who were there. It gave us a first glimpse at what was possible. And then to be able to come together for this next one here in Rome gave us an opportunity to delve a little deeper and to widen the scope, because in Jerusalem we were 3 basic traditions and now we were 6.
Here in these last few days from October 9 to 11th, we have gathered experts in bioethics from 6 different religions, including Buddhism, Christianity, Confucianism, Hinduism, Islam, and Judaism. And we gathered here together to discuss amongst ourselves a principle that was found in the Universal Declaration on Bioethics and Human Rights of 2005, which is the principle of vulnerability and human integrity. We had actually about 16 experts coming from over the world, about 10 countries, from Asia, from North America, from South America, from Europe. Obviously, we're trying to say that amongst these different religious traditions, there are a lot of things that we could find in common. And yet the approaches are very different from different traditions. So sometimes we try to find a common ground, but more important aspect of this, I think, workshop is to create this space, which is a meeting ground, where these groups can actually come together and talk. And then if we could find a common ground, which I think we could, that'd be great.
So we can tell that people approach issues from very different perspectives. And I think what interests me is that with these varieties, we still can come up with some common ground, something that we share, no matter which background we are from.
The differences tend to efface, and actually compassion, empathy, and care by society is the common denominator of all religions in what they preach towards vulnerable groups. So all in all, the social interaction among people coming from all over the world, convening here in Rome, and the material that was discussed was enlightening, and I'm very glad that I attended this symposium.
This area of the religious perspective, looking into the bioethics, is something which is very important, because especially coming from the Indian subcontinent, where we have a secular country, where we have so many religions, and generally looking into the bioethical issues, we don't talk about the religious perspectives, we always talk about the medical and the social perspectives. So it's become very important to understand what does each religion think of it.
We have some very crude agreement. We can have some good agreement, but in details, it would be very difficult to have agreement, of say, to agree on a set of moral rules or moral principles, because for the Confucians, our responsibilities are always context dependent.
L'ho trovato un convegno di grande interesse, soprattutto perché i dialoghi e le relazioni sono state molto libere. Generalmente gli incontri interreligiosi sono sempre un po' condizionati da timori, da paure, da falsi buonismi e via dicendo. In questo caso abbiamo trovato veramente, come dire, pane per i nostri denti per imparare le differenze e le similitudini.
It was interesting to see how many people in different religions, they share a certain basic commitment to the notion. At the same time, in practice, the elaboration can be very different. So there is some part, I would say, that is shared, common, and then in the application you see the difference.
The UNESCO chair and the United Nations discourse of human rights and the dignity of the person can serve as a very fruitful and productive meeting point for various religions.
We will try to promote through our UNESCO chair this Universal Declaration in Bioethics and Human Rights.